G'day everybody, welcome back to Papa Heretics. Today we are going to be going through some of the new releases that have come out from AdeptiCon. You're joined by your co-host Blake.
And I'm James.
What are you more keen for? Because obviously we've had a little bit of a spoiler with that banner that they released like 10 minutes before the video came out,
Oh yeah, they've
before the
like
live stream happened. Yeah.
they've released like everything before, yeah, AdeptiCon. But I'm excited to see some Kill Team stuff because I do want to get into a bit of Kill Team. Um, I'm also excited to see. I've been a lot of spoilers, so like I know a lot of the stuff that's come out, but I
Mm.
mean we have one super fan that is a diehard World Eaters fan, so I'm pretty sure he would
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Yeah, you
Um,
would.
but anything new with Chaos, like I'm happy with. So yeah, um, yeah,
I'm personally just keen to see the new models, just to see which faction gets the love this quarter.
yeah.
Um, but to be honest, I'm not really excited about anything unless it's like
I am excited about those books. I
the
saw,
Chaos books.
yeah, I saw a bit of them, and like that's just more
You
money.
do know that each of those Chaos Marine books each have like a coin token that like makes a circle.
No, but I do now,
Okay,
and now I have to get all
so,
four.
so each exactly. That's why I don't want it because the completionist in me is going to want them. Because you
Yeah,
know how in Sword and Shield Pokemon, how your gym badges make a circle.
yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
This isn't a Pokemon channel, Blake. That's our other channel that we're making.
No, not yet.
Not well, okay. Um, but yeah, no, I'm keen for that. I would definitely get, um, yeah, I would definitely get the Death Guard one, and
I'm torn between either Emperor's Children or Thousand Suns. I'm starting to get turned on to them a little bit.
yeah, I would definitely want to get the Empress Children. I mean, I've got a bit of a bias to them at the moment.
Mm.
But
Me too, lore wise. You too,
yeah,
model wise.
yeah, I
Whereas I'm reading more and more of the Thousand Suns books, and I'm just like, these
But
guys are
but
cool.
it's annoying because like the more I hear about World Eaters, like the more I get like into that as well. So
Even Death Guard to a degree.
yeah, yeah,
um,
I love Death Guard.
so today, team, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be reacting to the Kill Team and the 40k news. We are going to leave AOS and Old World for tomorrow,
Yep.
because 40k is what we focused on the most. That and Horus Heresy, but I wouldn't mind getting into Old World a little bit more and AOS, despite the
Yeah,
fact that I had two armies for AOS and
yeah, I have quite a
just
lot.
naturally accrued them.
Yeah, I have quite a lot of AOS. So
Hmm.
where's it the grave lords? What are they called? The ones that look like ghosts?
No, those are the Night Haunts. The Soul Blight,
Night haunts is the ones that
the
I've got.
Soul, the Soul Blight Grave Lords are the vampire counts.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's AOS talk. That's
I think. Could be wrong. Too many names.
yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it.
All right.
I love that hammer in the corner.
Yeah.
The Imperial Fist hammer. I want it.
Show, and it's time to move on from the old world and take a look at what's going on in Kill Team.
Volcus trembles. Underhive tectonics. Unstable. Underseer. So, Admech? Archaeotech is coming with you. I love these dioramas they do for this.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what this is yet. Oh, it's Nids.
It's Nid. Yeah, it's the Nids one.
Here we go, Kill Team.
I did want to. Okay, so did Nids not have a kill team?
They do, but it was like under Gene Stealers.
Oh, right. Okay. I was just like, it seems
If I
to be a
remember
lot of
correctly.
people are excited about Tyranids, and I thought, well, I thought they had a kill team box, but they'd look great, which we're about to see.
Team Typhon is the next release coming for Kill Team.
No
and it's
comment.
extremely
Dirty easy
exciting.
guys.
We have got a big box here full of loads of miniatures and the much
Oh, it is
asked for,
Admec.
much waited for
Yeah.
Tyranid specific kill team is here in the form of the Raveners. First of all, before we go any further,
Raveners.
very
Okay.
quickly, Alex, where is Type
Those are the
7?
Ravenous bastards that you face
So-
in the game, Space Marine 2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Those are the ones that, like, the snake-like ones that jump out of the ground and...
Yeah. They look great. Like I do like the minis.
I don't know why, but I love the AdMech. I found them to be one of the most original things about 40k.
Yeah. Yeah, AdMech, they're a bit, I don't know, like some of their models, like some of the ones that are like half tank, half marine sort of thing, like they look great, and there are definitely some, I just don't know, like I have a thing, and I know this is crazy coming from someone that loves Chaos so much, but like all the tiny like little bits that sort of
details,
stick,
yeah.
like they're
Yeah,
just
they're
so,
really difficult to paint.
but they're just so easy to break as well. Like you like, yeah. I mean that's the biggest
They look
reason.
like it.
The biggest reason why I haven't done like any like resin stuff is just because they're so fragile. Like,
Well,
not that
if
I'm
we
like,
get this box,
not that I'm throwing stuff across it, but it's just like when you transport stuff, like it's just difficult.
Yeah.
But they look great.
Well, if we get this box, you can get Nids and I'll get AdMech.
Oh, so it's okay. So it is a box that comes with the two. So
yeah, if you saw at the beginning, they have the rule book, and then they've also got the joined box.
Okay.
Because you remember how you got the Drukari and the Night Lords box?
Oh yes, yeah. Still got to paint that. Another one to add to the pile of opportunity.
They're primed right next to me.
Yeah, he looks great.
Ravener, Prime,
Okay, so
Kermascythe, and Fell Talon.
So these are all the guys that in Space Marine 2 that dig under the ground and pop up. They're just
The Ravener Prime is. The other two are just like little offshoots of them that can do specialized things. Because in Kill Team, it's less about like squad, army, big. It's more about individual units have this unit has this ability, this unit has this ability.
Yeah, which is what
so obviously
I want to get into definitely for Kill Team.
Cheaper to play, that's for sure. But Tremorsmith, Prime, and Fell Talon will each have their own different abilities.
Yeah.
And so will the AdMech.
Yeah.
The Ravener Prime looks like the best, obviously.
The guy on the Ravener Thermoscythe as a
Wrecker and Venom Spitter. Wrecker looks cool.
Yeah. I do like that they're doing the like different bases. Like I am big, like, you know, I kit bash a lot of my bases and stuff like that for some of my minis. But I like that they're not doing just like the normal boring bases. Like
said, I'd give my soul for an Adeptus Mechanicus kill team. We're going to send Slanesh knocking on your door anytime soon. But Alex, tell us about these guys.
So these are led by techno-archaeologists who specialise in hunting down arcana and exotic resources.
There's a techno-archaeologist in the background.
Yeah, I've got one of those minis, the tech guy in the back. Got
I have an engine seer here somewhere.
Yeah, I got one from one of the magazine things that they did, but yeah, they look great.
That guy that seems to be floating there. Basically, these guys specialize in reprogramming and controlling servitors, translating the mission into complex subroutines suitable for their charges, but they can be a bit enthusiastic about the acquisition of more servitors, so if you do happen to have one of these guys float by, be careful they don't steal them. So alongside them, you've got a whole host of various servitors. You can have gun servitors with servo stabilizers, and even techno-medics.
Hey, pause it for a sec. Do you actually, in depth, contextually know what a servitor is?
Not really. I just know that it's the icon of our little group, but no, I don't. Oh, I know.
No. I'd like to point out servo skulls and servitors are two different things.
Okay. I was gonna say they're the ones that control the doors and stuff like that, but no. Okay, they're different.
So, to explain servers, Servo Skulls first. Servo Skulls are the heads of honored dead, like soldiers, those that have done good deeds, and then that way they can continue living on and doing good things, and are actually treated okay. Servitors, on the other hand, are treated like garbage.
Oh,
So
right.
most likely you were a criminal
Yeah.
or on penal colony, and then you had all your hair lasered off so that they didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then you were grafted on with various types of augments and biomechanics to suit your and tech priest's desires.
Okay.
Whether you be a combat servitor or like a pilot, or if you were just literally any use that you can think of in the 40k, and that's what servitors are mainly used for.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so most of them, like I would say about 90% of them, don't retain their consciousness.
Yeah.
Or they do, and you're living in a personal hell.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is go, if you're given an order by your tech priest, and you go compliance.
Gotcha.
It's the grimdark of it all. It's really
See, I would have
a
thought it would
horrible
be,
existence.
I would have thought it'd be the other way around. I thought the dudes that operate the doors would be the criminals. You know, they just open, close, open, close.
Oh, you want to know the horrible thing as well?
Well,
You don't have to be just a criminal. You could just be a refugee from another planet that's been taken over from the Nids, and be like, "Save us, tech priest." And he's like, "I will.
yeah.
You can live forever."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those what was it, the little babies in that bit in Space Marine 2? You know, they're in the cages and stuff.
Cherubs are another thing entirely.
Oh, that's another. Okay.
Yeah, they're a different thing too.
Okay. I mean, that's all stuff.
We're going to get into them
Yeah.
in their own episode because it's just that messed up and that in depth.
I think I remember you saying something about it when we were playing, but yeah, we should leave it for that episode.
Yeah.
Adeptus Mechanicus seem very interesting. Like, you know, they seem,
Oh, they're very interesting.
yeah, they seem like they do a lot for, like, they're the doctors by the look of it, like, or by the sound of it.
Just keep going.
Yeah,
we're going to get into
yeah.
another episode.
Yeah.
But yes and no.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way of putting it.
Willingness to heal the fleshy parts of servitors because you are on a mission far from the forge, you know, sometimes needs must.
Needs must, right? Absolutely right. What's quite cool on the tabletop, these guys have a rule called the Noospheric Network, where they can transfer power from one server to another. One maybe shuts down and transferring as an APL over to another one, which is really good fun. Different servitors have different rules. We've got the Breacher servitors who can knock holes through walls, and the gun servitors and combat servitors carry a huge array of exotic weaponry, including a heavy arc rifle.
All I'm thinking is, like, see that guy on the left-hand side there with the... Like, I'm just thinking, like, I could kit bash these guys into look like RoboCop. He looks like he's got the RoboCop, like, mask on.
Honestly, yeah, you're actually not that far off.
Oh, man.
Not just in terms of aesthetic, but in terms of practicality.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so... You see that tech priest in the background?
Yeah.
I would be surprised if 60% of him was still human.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Their whole motto is "the flesh is weak,"
Right. Oh, so
and
very...
they believe that the more mechanical you are, the more closer you are to the Omnissiah, which is their god.
So very RoboCop. Okay, cool.
Well, the machine god, spirit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Incendiary igniters and phosphor blasters, which all sound terrifying. Great fun. Now, coming alongside those two kill teams in the box is the dossier, of course, which is where you would find the full rules for both the kill teams, but also has really loads of extra stuff in there as well. You see all the tokens and things, the cards that come in the box. Inside the dossier, you'll find the Joint Ops and Adversary Ops mission packs in here as well. The Joint Ops is really good fun. That's where the Hormigants and the Rippers that you get in the box that come into play as well, because there is a tree campaign for playing through the narrative of the Tyranid invasion of
okay.
and the Hormigants are your NPO, non-player operatives that you get in there with full data cards and rules for using those to fight against with your...
So, are they saying...
Don't ask me, I don't know.
I was going to say, like, are these guys included in that box? So
I don't think they are, but I think these guys are another box that you can bring in. Let us know in the comments if we're wrong.
It just sounded like he was like, these are
awesome.
non-playable characters, like, that they would just be in the mission, like, just randomly around. Like,
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, totally. Let us know.
It's something we're gonna have to investigate because we
Yeah.
don't know Kill Team well. James has never played it, and I've only played it once, and I lost.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Kill Team. Never played it. I mainly bought Kill Team stuff just to collect the minis of it.
Friends, which is quite good fun. But also in the box, people have.
Hey, do you want to rewind it back and we'll listen to it again? Turn it up a little bit. Not too far.
Yep.
The cards that come in the box. Inside the dossier, you'll find the Joint Ops and Adversary Ops mission packs in here as well. The Joint Ops is really good fun. That's where the Hormigants and the Rippers that you get in the box that come into play as well, because there is a tree campaign for playing through the narrative of the Tyranid invasion on High Basilicus, and the Hormigants are your NPO, non-player operatives that you get in there with full data cards and rules for using those to fight against.
Oh, they feel like they come with the box.
Yeah, so they do. So these guys come with the box with the Ravengers, by the sound of it. So it seems like they are included by.
Interesting. That's a lot of models for one box.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I was like surprised. Like, I mean, how many of the Ravengers did it look like? It looked like there was what?
5.
5, yeah. So.
Ryan Feldblade, Terra Smythe, and Spinner, and the one with the face.
Other one. Yeah. So, I mean, most kill teams come with what, like 12?
The Nightless one came with 10. Looking right at the box.
Yeah, so 10 to 12. And what's there? 3,
5.
7, 8,
But then again, these are NIDs.
11. Yeah.
And a Ripper Swarm.
Which is quite good fun. But also in the box, people have noticed, we showed off on Warhammer Community a little while ago.
Yeah, this is where it's at.
Infestation terrain kill zone upgrade. Tell me what we've got here.
So you get spore chimneys, capillary towers, gestation sacks, shards, spewer growths, underbrood.
The names are horrible.
It's so gross.
There's a lot. Chimneys and vents pump out spores. Capillary towers act as conduits. So when the Hive fleet arrives, that's where they're basically going to get all the biomatter up from. And gestation sacks, you can probably guess.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's such great terrain and a really nice way of really adding a lot of flavour to your kills.
All right, pause that.
So I have like all of those except for the ones with the tryptophobia. I've seen a bunch of people who were talking about that before. Where I think it got leaked or something yesterday or the day before. Maybe they announced it. But the one with all the holes in it, I saw people on like Facebook groups and that talking about it, where they're like, what can we use as like instead of buying these? And people were showing all the tryptophobia, where people have hole. Don't look it up. It's
No, I know what it is. It's bullshit.
Yeah, but these are great.
You do know that, like, the one with all the guys with all the holes in their body and everything like that?
Yeah, it's all fake.
It's all fake. It's all Photoshop.
No, but it's just like people were showing off those beams and were like, use some of this. Yeah. Anyway, but the brain one at the top.
The gestation, yeah.
Yeah, they look great. It'll be fun to paint. It'll be real fun to paint.
Super fun. Always fun to paint big things like this.
Oh yeah.
Games they provide light cover or heavy cover as you might expect, but actually in the joint op missions they're also used as objective markers for you to investigate or destroy, or spawn points for Tyranid reinforcements to come out of, which is terrifying as well. It's just a beautiful set of terrain, and it's really nice to see some sort of classic Tyranid terrain from yesteryear made into a plastic set for your battlefield as well. Tyranid players all over the place, you want to get your claws on these. So there we go, that is Kill Team Typhon coming very soon.
This video is sponsored by Gamers Village, and if you want cheap prices with great service, then look no further at Gamers Village at this location. They are longtime friends of the channel, and have had our back since day one, so please go show them some love. The location and website will be in the description below. Thank you again, back to the video.
Let's take a move forwards into the 41st millennium, and boy have we got a lot of things to show you for Warhammer 40,000. Let's start off then with the chapter approved deck. It's that season, we've seen the General's Handbook already, it's time for the chapter approved deck 2025 to 2026. Now, This season, we're going to see this new deck, which functionally works the same as the current chapter-approved deck, but with updates to missions, objectives, and formatting. So, going to be really good for players to get hold of.
See,
Crucially here, it actually includes...
We've not really done anything in the way of like any of this sort of stuff, like objectives or missions or...
I have with played with our friends.
Yeah.
We're trying to set up a crusade sort of thing, but like I'm slowly moving away from 40k. I just don't like the dynamic of chasing after objectives.
Yeah.
Like I think objectives should be an optional thing.
Yeah.
And
just kill each other.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think there should be multiple ways of gaining points.
Yeah.
Not just objectives and secondaries, that kind of thing. I could be talking out of my butt, but like at the same time, I just want to see more variety as opposed to securing the objective, secure that corner of the board, secure that border of the game.
Yeah. I could see like missions, like depending on what they are, but like I know that we played one game with missions, and they were okay because then it was like if you had done something like if you were holding 2 or 3 objectives at the same time, you got like re-rolls and things like that. So that like sort of threw something into the into breaking up the shooting back and forth.
But I'm personally leaning to either Kill Team or Horus Heresy because that in Horus Heresy objectives are an optional thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Yeah.
See what else.
Specifically written for incursion games, which are 1,000-point games.
Oh, okay.
Unique deployment and
that looks interesting.
Games, for example.
So those are the different deployment zones.
Deployments, yeah.
With up to 4
defenders and attackers.
That's going to be quite fun. We can also see on the screen something called Asymmetric War as well, another new format which we've introduced for the chapter approved deck, where attacker and defender have different deployment zones and different aims within the game. So it's a much more unpredictable experience, and it's designed for 2,000 points and above. Instead of secret missions this time round, we've got challenger cards in the chapter approved deck. A challenger is a player trading by at least 6 victory points who can choose a challenger card or draw one. And these new cards provide a stratagem and a mission. Players can choose to complete the mission or use the stratagem, but not both. So similar mechanic to Spearhead if you guys have ever played that before. So nice little way of getting that player back into the game.
Okay.
This deck is...
Pause it there. So because with secret missions, you were able to, like, if you were trailing behind in points or if you had the least points in the game, you could play a gamble, and then that way you could somehow like magically like get above them if you managed to pull off the secret mission.
Yep.
But it just sounds like they've replaced that with challenger cards. But like, I'll have to read them to actually fully judge them.
Might be something to have a look into.
All right, let's keep going.
To play 140,000 match play, to give you real replayability in your games, and to make your games much more exciting and fun when you play them. So there's lots of
Brilliant.
You don't keep having repeat missions, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's the chapter approved deck coming real soon. Make sure you get your hands on one of those when it drops.
However, that's not all that's coming for
There's
Warhammer 40,000.
There's so much coming.
We've also got the World Eaters.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The Gorestorm Slaughter Pack Battle Force, including a whole host of 8-bound.
Yeah, these armies are getting their own Battle Force packs that you can buy.
Brand new hero. So this guy, where 8-bound has sort of 8 demons trapped within him, is basically taken on a bloodthirster that's given him exceptional strength. Along with them,
he looks pretty.
All right, so pause it here for a sec. So the exalted 8-bound in the World Eaters army.
So yeah, they were talking about that in our Discord today when I showed some of this off, but I don't know.
Okay, so the exalted 8-bound are units that you can take in there. Basically, what that means is that they have 8 demons in them.
Okay.
8 corn demons inside of them, and they won. so yeah. So this guy,
8 demons fighting inside of a body. And the person that
8 corn demons fighting you for control of your body.
Yeah, so that
and they had the willpower to win.
Okay.
They were the ones that survived.
Killing machine.
Yeah, so they're basically powered by 8 other demons.
Yeah.
But these guys are powered by a bloodthirster.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's why it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Okay. So what? There's 8 of them in the body.
No, just one.
Oh, just one. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think. Could be wrong on that one, but as far as I know.
I'm sure that our World Eater friend will tell us how wrong we are.
Probably.
Then that
Back
is
to
obviously
you.
going to be all of your rules and background for the 12th Legion, the Scalathrax, all the warbands and characters, as well as the Red Angel's Gate, where Angron first manifested on Armageddon.
You're absolutely right. We've got a Slaughterbound. This is the new hero who's going to be
Okay, pause it
coming
there.
into play for the world.
Pause it there. So the Exalted 8-bound are the ones on the left. I think that's also the ones on the right.
Oh yep. So
And
the
then you've got your Jackals in the middle.
Yep.
Depending on the price, that's actually not a bad thing to take. Like, that has a lot of rebuyability.
Yeah, it depends on the price.
It depends on the strat. Yeah, that's what I mean. Depends on the price and depends on the strats you're trying to run.
Yeah.
But I don't see this not being in someone's army.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I mean, do you think that they will bring out that captain, the dude in the mid, like by himself, or would it be like?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They will. Okay. It's just for the people that miss out on, that pre-order.
But I don't think it'll be out for a while. But it will come out.
Yeah.
A monstrous hero who can lead 8-bound or Exalted 8-bound into battle and is so angry, Alex, that he rages at
there's 8-bound and Exalted 8-bound
to life, which is
So
terrifying.
angry he can't die.
So absolutely right. The Codex is coming as well, of course, including 5 new detachments.
Yeah, all
you can
Chaos Marines are getting their
demons
updated
in your
codexes.
army, much like the Emperor's Children could include Slaneshi demons in the army. And one of the detachments is the Khorne Demonkin, where you can use an enhancement to have a Lord on a Juggernaut leading Blood Crushers and Fleshhounds as a unit, which is just great fun. And there we get, you know what? Talking of Khornate demons, well, we've got a little something to say, and it's over to Ed in Apology Corner.
Yeah, so Karanak should be in the Codex Demons Index. He's not, and we know that everyone wants it, so have no fear. He will be back when the World Eaters Codex comes out. Be both in that and also in an updated.
I don't know what that is, but that looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
There we go. Good news for all you Khorne Demon fans. Our apologies, guys. We're going to fix that mistake when that book drops. So thanks for that patience on that one. But right, keeping on the Chaos theme, what else is coming?
Indeed, we're going to see the Death Guard.
Nice.
So the Death Guard likewise have the Pox-wrought Vector Battle Force with a Fetid Blight Drone, Lord of Poxes, Plague Burst Crawler, Blight Lord Terminators, Plague Marines, a whole host of disease-ridden bodies, along with the Lord of Poxes.
Except for the flying
Masters
one.
of Airborne Contagion.
That's a new one.
Pumping out a foul, fetid smoke.
Oh no,
with that miasmic turbine.
I have a
Oh, you got this one?
I got a 3D
their
printed.
advance
Oh, not that
and
guy.
as a weapon.
Yeah, it's
Just
cool.
yeah.
On his back.
Yeah.
He basically
It looked awesome, like I was
carrying
carrying the sword in the back.
That
Yeah, that looks
gigantic
great.
sword on his back is a great plague blade. And let me tell you, when I tell you it's one of the most powerful combat weapons in 40k, it's great. Again, the Codex includes lots of detachments. You can have Nurgle demons.
Yeah, each of the Chaos Marines are getting a new unit.
In there, including one that's very demons heavy and one that lets you have an unending horde of Poxwalkers, just as you'd hope to see. Which is cool.
yeah.
And you know what? Let's round off the unholy triumvirate of chaos. We've got the Thousand Suns.
Yes. So
Here we
there's
go.
also the Warp Flame Thrallband Battle Force with a bunch of sorcerers, Scarab Occult Terminators, Rubric Marines, and you can see there.
So, one thing I want to say about this,
Yeah.
are they not very Tau looking? Or is it just me?
We're just gonna keep moving. We're just gonna keep
Okay.
At the front, those Sekitar robots. So these are mechanical constructs.
Sekitar
with
robots, that's
features
what they
of
are.
ancient Prosperian spirits or tutelary demonic servants, and they're saturated in sorcerous power with runes of misdirection
they
and
look
illusion.
great.
One of their key features are their psychically controlled bodyguards. They are threaded through with spells of prophecy, so they can essentially foresee attacks on their master, able to jump in the way of bullets or
Wait, so can you get like different heads of like the different types of like Egyptian gods? Like, it looks like a bird on the left hand
I don't see why not.
Like, that would be
So the one thing you need to. So the one thing you need to know about the Thousand Suns is obviously that they are very Egyptian based.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Insert March meme going, well, duh.
Yeah.
But the planet Prospero, where they were from, was very Egypt based. Like it was very
It's where
ancient
the
Egypt, kind of like inspired.
where the towers come from, the pyramids come from.
Yes, so they had pyramids on the planet, but they also like the Thousand Sons had different orders, like Order of the Jackal, Order of the Scarab, within within the Marines, and each of those different types of psychers, sorcerers, each focused on a different part of magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it wouldn't shock me if there would be different types of heads. My only concern is I just wanted them to be a little bit more dynamic.
Mm.
Like the legs just make them like let them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're too robotic. And I know that's a bit of a misnomer, but they just do a bit.
They seem very tower looking. Like they look like. Anyway, yeah.
Don't move them out of the way.
They're actually also able to foresee where the enemy's going to be as well, which allows this unit to.
They've also got the meme being the most horrible pain.
Especially when they can be armed with heavy warp flamers, as well as missile racks and melter guns. These things are terrifyingly tough. They actually count as vehicles as well, which is cool because one of the detachments in the Thousand Sun book lets you take loads of vehicles, so you can have a robot heavy force if you want to. Great fun. Of course, Zinch demons are in the Codex as well, as you'd expect from these books at this point. And in the Crusade section, you can plot and scheme with the great cult in Crusade
they look great.
as well.
I love the look of the Thousand Suns.
We've seen already the Emperor's Children having that absolutely beautiful limited edition Codex. And you know what? We're doing the same for the 3 others we're releasing as well.
Yes.
They get their own, yeah, too.
Coming too. These books, Alex, are absolutely incredible, aren't they?
Oh yes, these are absolutely full of cool little bits of memory.
So you see on the bottom right there that coin?
Codex.
Oh,
however,
yep. Okay.
they look cool on screen.
They really do.
But in person, physically, they're much better.
Right.
And Ed, you've managed to get your hands on them, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have gone 2 a.m. The studio was not occupied, so I went in. I thought I'd nick them. So we've got this beautiful slipcase.
Oh, look at the box.
Parts, a nice,
so
almost
great.
torn cover. We've got 3 parts to each book. We've got the codex itself with gilt-edged gold pages. Some really nice artwork in each piece as well. So every book's going to come with 5 pieces of relevant themed artwork for your god.
Look at that.
Gorgeous. I've had a cheeky look at them myself. And then we obviously have a large slipcase with gilt-edged data cards, stratagems. We've got our metal tokens for objective markers. And finally, we have this really nice solid metal medallion that we can make. And they all magnetize together to form one large medallion. That is so weighty in hand. I feel like I want to use this as the objective marker.
Yeah.
The smaller one somehow.
I can't help feeling that completing the quadrant there is the medallions live here in the studio is going to summon some sort of.
They're such pieces of shit for doing that.
Maybe it's the adrenaline for getting my hands on all 4 of them.
Those are absolutely stunning. There's going to be a very limited edition.
I guess that's well it is, Death Guard.
Each available when they go on release. So if you want one of those, or even
Of course, I just had to get the
then
collector's
you get
edition
one
of
as
the
soon as you
Emperor's
possibly
Children,
can,
and now there's another
because I reckon they'll be.
Yeah, I'm torn between the Emperor's Children and Magnus.
So there we go. That's the limited edition Chaos Codex is coming very soon. But I've had enough of talking about Chaos Filth. We've got some other cool stuff coming. It's time to go a little bit Imperium as the Grey Knights are seeing their update.
The baby
here
carrier.
too. What have we got here?
Indeed. So this is the Sanctic Conclave Battle Force with the Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight, units of Brotherhood Terminator.
The reason why I haven't got their models is because they're one of the oldest ones. Look at them.
Their new codex, chocked full of all the background. The Grey Knights are basically
They need an update.
anti-demonic forces with their armour threaded through with psychoactive circuitry. And the Dread Knights in particular were made to combat the most horrific monsters, namely greater demons. Now, this is an update to that Dread Knight kit.
It is indeed. We've had the rules for a Grandmaster in a Dread Knight for a little while, but now we've actually got a full kit to represent the most heroic heroes of the Grey Knights in a Dread Knight, ready to fight those greater demons, with weapon upgrades including the Subliminator, the huge Psychic Melter, and a Nemesis Mace, which is what this thing has in common. Massive Psychic Blunt Force Trauma, which can destroy enemies. There's also a Nemesis Flail, which is sort of like a Morning Star version as well, which is coming here as well. So we've got new weapons for that guy.
That looks
and
great.
a great new additional kit. It's basically like the Nemesis Dreadnought.
Pain in the ass to paint.
I could see that being real
Grandmaster,
painful.
which is just cool.
Anything with words I hate. Typical
players
Imperial
will expect to see
Fist.
rules like gating affinity still there, slightly tweaked. We've got 5 detachments in there covering lots of different army styles, including the Sanctic Spearhead, which covers vehicles and walkers. So you can have an army with dreadnoughts and dreadnoughts if you wanted to, which is great. In Crusade, you can stave off chaos incursions with the aid of vision sent to you by the prognosticars, which is cool. I like the sound of that.
Now, speaking
I think they're cool. I just don't think that the models reflect how cool the army is.
That has previously been
I
The
mean,
models are a little bit
Of
outdated.
course, this is the new Crusade book.
yeah, because I don't know,
Armageddon.
but I still think
And
they look great.
Armageddon is a war zone that will be familiar to many veteran Warhammer players. Alex,
Armageddon
why is
has come
Armageddon
back.
such a big deal?
Well, it's been the site of many horrific invasions. Now, the world stands directly in the path of one of the Blood Crusades. It's splintered on all Celt territories in Golgotha. However, they've descended to plague the whole sector. Now, the amount of blood that has been spilt has basically fed the Red Angel's Gate, where Angron first emerged into Armageddon, and as such, the Conqueror has heeded the call and arrived. So the World Eaters have descended to Armageddon itself, but they're faced with regiments of the Death Corps, Logan Grimner's Space Wolves, High Marshal Helbrecht's Black Templars, and the Grey Knights who have foreseen this invasion.
That's not a good force to fight against.
And this actual book itself is a Crusade book. And if you've never played Crusade before, it's a wonderful way of linking your games together in a narrative sense, where your forces
Gotcha. So this is the narrative
get
play.
upgrades.
It's like an ongoing game.
It's a really cool way of playing 40k. If you've never played, I seriously recommend. We're playing at the moment,
Oh, yes.
and it's great fun. You can either choose to defend Armageddon, to attack Armageddon, or perhaps be one of the third party there of just not quite sure which side you're going to represent. Maybe you'll decide later on. And there's a tree campaign inside the book for all those 3 factions as they sort of take the battle to the enemy over the course of Armageddon.
That wouldn't be a bad idea to do a battle report on. Like, could be our first.
Yeah, the problem is that it takes depending on how long you want to play, it takes a lot of games.
Well, I mean, if
We're gonna have to look into it and learn how to play first, and then go from there.
if people like it, then might be something that we could do.
Want to see us fumble on live stream? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Great. We've got Crusade badges in there. There's a focus on epic heroes, mighty deeds, fighting hellscapes as the barriers between warp and reality just merge. And what's really cool as well is there's rules for unbound demons flocking to your game as sort of non-player characters sort of running in and just taking both sides.
So there's a third
causing complete havoc because there's
third faction in there just to
mess it up.
great.
Yeah.
So yeah, seriously, Armageddon Crusade coming very soon. Hey, do you know what? Armageddon does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
It sounds this cool.
Planet Armageddon.
Okay.
An imperial linchpin plagued by invasion and constant bloody warfare.
Yep.
Now the Blood God's followers swarm across the planet's ravaged surface. On the brink of annihilation, the world's defenders issue a desperate plea for aid. Will anyone answer their call?
Oh. The Wolf Boys.
Yeah.
Adeptus Astartes must halt the demonic tide.
So this is going to be
That
interesting
was incredible, and everybody there will have
because
noticed
Grey Knights and
all-
Space Wolves have actually fought each other,
Oh. Okay. So it'll be interesting.
and I'm not
to
going
see
to tell you why until we get to the Space Wolves episode.
Don't tell me why.
Raft of Space Wolves.
Oh, they're here. The Space Wolves are here. We've been waiting for them for a long time. And it's great to see a fantastic new range of miniatures coming your way for the Space Wolves. Let's take a look because, I mean, look at these.
Stunning.
It's
The
just-
rune
we've
priest,
waited-
the chaplain on
we've
the
waited and
side,
and here they are.
or whatever
This,
it is.
in particular, what we're seeing right
We'll find
now
out in a second.
is the Space Wolves Army launch set coming to you soon. Included in there is the new Wolf Priest, the new Battle Leader, the new Head Takers, the Blood Claws, and the Grey Hunters. We're all getting new miniatures there. We'll talk about all of these. They got the new Codex in there as well. Oh wow, what a force! And let's have a look at some of the models a bit closer, shall we? Starting off with the Wolf Priest. Now, my compatriot Simon here tells
Yeah.
me that aside from a random Games Day miniature some 20 years ago, this is the first time Games Workshop has done a Wolf Priest miniature. So it's great to see. And I'm right in
Yeah, he
thinking this
looks
is a kind
great.
of mix between an apothecary
He's
and a
their
chaplain.
equivalent to their
Indeed,
chaplain.
Their duties are to
Yeah.
observe the warring tribes of Fenris and to sort of select potential aspirants. They harvest gene seed, they tend to the wounded, but they're also spiritual advisors, preparing their brothers for
They harvest
mental and
gene
spiritual trials.
It's really nice. This model's actually got quite a few options here as
Okay.
well. You've got head options, helmeted, bare heads as well. In game,
Helmet options,
you
huh?
can
Of
restore
course, yeah,
wounds
helmet
to
options, so
units.
bare head or
You can also
helmet. I'm
add
like,
one to melee
helmets.
rolls, Litany of Hate. It's got rules from both the Apothecarium and the Chaplain.
That's the
as well,
only
which
wolf
is
head that's
bloody
okay.
cool.
Yeah,
Also
I
in the
was
box
gonna
set,
say,
we've got another
pretty sure
leader,
you've
the
got some
Wolfguard Battle Leader.
thoughts about
Might be
that.
my favourite model of the box, this one.
Very cool.
It's so cool. Again, lots of options here. Helmeted, bare heads, different weapon options as well. Who are the Wolfguard Battle Leaders?
So these guys are members of the Wolf Guard, and they're deputized into leading warriors on the battlefield. They're essentially the equivalent of a Space Marine lieutenant. They're typically temporary positions, but a war can last years, decades. So temporary is an odd term to use. They've got access to ancient and powerful relics from the Great Company's armory, and when the Wolf Lord falls, it is from amongst these Wolf Guard that his replacement is found. So giving them experience in these leadership roles is invaluable.
You want these guys leading your units into combat, specifically your Wolfguard Head Takers, your Grey Hunters, or your Blood Claws, which is the next unit we're going to have a look at here. Look at these. What a great update on an iconic Space Wolf unit. These guys are the sort of the newer Space Wolves. Loads of options all over the kit, including different heads and things as well. They're wearing slightly lighter armor than other Marines as well, so they look like they're a bit newer. That suits their background, right?
Yeah, they're young and impetuous, and they need to prove themselves,
The young
temper
pups.
themselves in
Yeah.
battle. Like all chapters, training is harsh and extensive, but battlefield experience is the most valuable.
like the
and so
pointed
Blood
helmet.
Claws are not discouraged from
Vicky
taking
boy, yeah.
positions in the
Yeah.
vanguard.
That's pretty cool. Now, as Blood Claws have been in the past, these guys are combat centric, carrying their Astartes chainsword and their bolt pistol. But the big news here is, like all Space Wolves infantry in Tacticus armor, they are movement 7. So they're faster than other Space Marines who are desperate to get into combat. They're cunning
Damn.
hunters as well, allowing them to reroll 1s to wound. And if the target is in range of an objective, they can reroll all wounds, which is pretty cool. Just like the Grey Hunters, who are the other iconic Space Wolf unit, which we are seeing new models for here as well. Again, all plastic, loads of options for the pack leader, lots of options all over the kit to really personalize your Marines, which is perfect for the Grey Hunters, as they're sort
Like the OG
they're more the
helmet.
veteran Marines, aren't they?
Yeah, so they've survived long enough as Blood Claws to become Grey Hunters, and this is when the Canis Helix is really presenting a bit more apparently. So they've got grey hairs, fangs, rougher skin, all of those like canine developments
veterans.
that we love with the
Yeah.
Space Wolves. They're really closely bonded units. They work independently or as part of a larger force. They're stalwart and reliable and hold that sort of fire akin to the Blood Claws. They're a core part of your Space Wolf force.
Absolutely cool. These guys are great at everything. They have Astartes chainsword, so they can pack a punch in combat. Each Marine carries a bolt carbine, allowing them to fire up to 3 shots apiece. The pack leader can have a power fist or a power weapon. But the big news here, as well as the fact that they can move 7 inches like the Blood Claws, is that this unit are OC3 apiece, which makes them absolutely perfect for holding and capturing objectives from the enemy. They are absolutely core, and I hate to admit it, but they might be one of the best
So they've got
core
3
battle
objective
line units
control.
in the Imperial
Yeah.
forces. So yeah, get your hands on, or your claws on some of these if you possibly can. Up next, we've got the elites of the force, the Head Takers, and their hunting wolves.
So the head takers tend to be from those Wolfguard who still retain some of their youthful recklessness, and they specialise in hunting down enemy champions, beasts, warlords. Those Fenrisian wolves with them are closely bonded to them, and it's so strong that it's almost as if they act as one, with like an instinctive coordination.
These are elite infantry, similar to Blade Guard veterans you might recognise from the Space Marines. They have loads of options. There's 9 interchangeable head options in the kit.
Oh,
So your
okay.
bare helmeted, or your bare heads, or your helmeted. There's lots of bare heads in the Space Wolf kits, which is great because that really suits them. You can give these guys different weapon options. They can come with a mastercrafted power weapon and shield, or a pair of mastercrafted power weapons for 6 attacks apiece. The head takers and hunting wolves fight as separate
Who's a
units
good
on the
boy?
battlefield,
Yeah.
which is quite interesting. So you can run them around separately.
They do look
you were talking
great.
about the sort of going for the big monsters and the champions there. Before the game, you select one enemy unit to to be your quarry, and they get devastating wounds and precision when targeting that quarry. And when they've killed it, they just select a new unit and a new quarry, which is terrifying. Of course, inside this box, we're also seeing the Space Wolves Codex supplement as well. Like I said, this is in conjunction with the Space Marines Codex as well, but it contains full background on Space Wolves faction, the colour section with loads of cool shots of the miniatures, army rules, everything you expect from the Codex, of course. There are 3 detachments inside, each with their own theme and their
If
own
I had money to
saga
waste.
to complete your saga and get additional rules, which is really cool. And in Crusade, there are new Oathsworn campaigns, expanding on those in Space Marines Codex. So the Space Wolf theme saga to complete, earn beads of making, exclusive battle traits, scars, agendas, everything else you expect from Crusade as well.
Indeed, my favourite little aspect often of these codexes is the little asides, the little addendums that are added to it. And there's a quote from an Inquisitor here that I think really sums them up. They are deviants all, these Space Wolves, uncouth and lacking in honour, informal and without discipline. They respond with contempt to direct orders, scoff at Lord Guilliman's Codex Astartes, and treat the orders of Imperial commanders with contempt. And I think that sums them up perfectly.
Yeah, and an awful lot of Space Wolf players I've met as well, to be fair. You know who
And
you guys
ironically, they are the most one of the most loyal of all time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think that them and Black Templars are like arguably the most loyal.
Yeah. It does look like that's the end of it, but there was this little bit at the end here that I did see.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming up first, we've got the Thousand Suns. They're going to be marching in with those new Sektar robots. Then we've got the Space Wolves howling in, the World Eaters. Finally, the Death Guard are going to make a slow trudge up the field.
They're coming quite soon.
It makes
as well.
sense for the
They're
Death Guard to be
saying
last.
now on the screen, so they're coming real soon, which is good news for all you Chaos fans and Space Wolf fans. Now, what's coming next? We've got the Black Templars. We've got the Grey Knights, the Chaos Knights, and Imperial Knights.
I want to see what the new models for Black Templars are.
And then a little bit further
on the horizon, Salamanders. Hang on, stop. So Salamanders?
Yeah.
I don't know what that middle one is. It might be Votan.
I was going to say Votan, that looks like.
And what is that last one?
I don't know. Oh, Imfist, is it?
Imperial Fist, baby!
Oh, God.
That's Tor Garadon.
Oh, God. More Imfist.
Here we go.
Well, that's...
More factions coming. Now, I'm pretty
Hang
sure
on,
I can
keep
guess at least 2 of these.
Yeah, me too, but they are definitely interesting. And in the
future.
far future, something's coming. It's a shadowy shape. What could it be? Let us know in the chat what you think that could be.
I have that spoiled for me. It is Raven Guard.
Oh, Raven Guard. Okay.
So, my 2 favourites are the last ones.
Yeah.
Typical.
Alright, well, that's the Adepticon. I mean, there's a lot.
Let us know in the comments down below which one you guys are most keen for. I'm keen, like as usual with this kind of stuff. I'm actually more keen for what they're telling us that they're planning down the road.
Yeah.
Most of the time, because 90% of the armies don't actually matter that much to me. Like I'm excited to see them, and I'm excited for other people, but it doesn't actually personally interest me and be like, oh, I'm going to go buy these. But like, the only thing in there that I was tempted to buy was probably the Thousand Suns, just because I actually do want to look into them a little bit more, and those headhunters, the Grey Hunters.
Yeah. Mine were probably
That's it.
The Space Wolves and the books, really. So
Mm.
yeah, let us know down below what you're keen to see, and
Discord in the description. Please like and subscribe. Help us get out a small channel. We'll get there. Road to 10K. Trying to be enthusiastic.
Almost
Is it working?
2,000.
Is it working?
It's almost to 2,000 subscribers. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
Help us, please.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Oh.